Hey guys, my name is Matteo Salvati, and I am doing my project on Pliables and why I think, due to their large popularity, they are due for some expansion here and new markets. So, getting into the introduction and background, Pliables is a very successful brand over the recent years, and this is due to a variety of factors. One being it has tremendous pull with younger audiences, especially in Gen Z and millennials. Another reason being they offer a variety of health benefits from protein intake uh, to serving an amount of essential vitamins and minerals. Another benefit is they have a great selection of good tasting food with a visual appeal. And then the products the Pliable offers is fruit and nut recipes based on a variety of bowls, such as coconut bowls, acai bowls, and then they also offer smoothies. The problem I've identified with Pliables is that their brand presence is very limited. It's only limited to certain geographical markets, but also demographical markets as well. And my goal through this presentation is to convince you guys that Pliables is a good fit for expansion into new markets based on some of the things that they are lacking. And yeah, just give you guys reasons why they should expand. So to give you guys a decent idea of what Pliables is, I wanted to offer you some marketing positioning. And to do that, I used a SWOT analysis. So some of the strengths of Pliables is their social media presence, especially in the fact that they are very easily marketable. In fact, a lot of their consumers do most of the marketing for them by posting their product on social media. Another strength could be brand perception. A lot of people associate Pliables with very high quality. And then health benefits are also a strength. We kind of talked about that a little bit before by their getting essential vitamins and minerals and their protein intake. They also have a very customizable product that can tailor to the consumer's unique needs and demands. And their product is also very versatile and can apply to several different audiences and segments. And lastly, they are an ethical company, and they make a lot of their ethical concerns very upfront and clear, which again kind of goes back to their fitting with younger audiences. So some of the weaknesses of Pliables is they have a limited brand presence, especially in Western markets. They have a high price, especially because most of their bowls cost between $9 to $10. And then they're largely only consumed by millennials and Gen Z. So going into opportunities, they have their market has been very popular as of recently, which increased with increasing demands. They can also branch out into different market segments, and I also listed their millennials and Gen Z as a potential opportunity because they can branch out into different markets based on one target market. And moving into threats, one threat could be food shortages and where they get their supply of products. Another threat could be limited barriers to entry with competitors. And then the competitive landscape of their industry only gets more and more competitive as the days go on. So getting into their current environments and some of the things that they've been lacking. Their current target market is, again, largely younger people who are very active on social media. They mostly tailor to beachgoers. It's more of a summer product, and they are very health conscious. This strategy has produced a $7 million peak revenue in 2023. And then moving into some of their gaps, again, limited brand presence in different groups. One being older individuals, another could be gym goers and convenient snack eaters, just basically people that want a quick meal. And then the West Coast markets, which are also, beach goers and summer themed people that don't have access to Pliables. So if Pliables were to kind of brand their product based on some of these gaps, just imagine the possibilities for them to expand. So my campaign is based around SMART goals. In the way it's specific, I want Pliables to expand westward, opening new stores, while also retaining a lot of their target market and just bridging out from their target market. It's measurable, and we'll get into this a little bit later with the KPIs. I want to do it two different ways. I want to track the number of searches, but I also want to track sales and revenue because I want to see essentially how many people are coming through the door and going out and buying the product, as well as how many people they can reach. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. It's attainable because I want 1 to 2 stores every 2 to 3 months. I feel like that's a pretty standard goal to have that isn't too ambitious. It's also relevant because Pliables has been a very popular brand, so they have some excess spending that they could use to build their brand up. And it's also time bound because in 15 years, this will lead to the establishment of at least 100 new stores, depending on how popular these new stores are with their audience. So for my buyer persona section, I wanted to include two different buyer personas. My first one, I wanted to capture their current target market and resemble somebody who is buying their product now. So I did a 22-year-old female who has goals of a healthy lifestyle, being eco-friendly, and being caught up with latest fashions and trends. Her personality is outgoing, careful, and conscious. And then one of her biggest motivations is how she's viewed on social media and then being accepted by others. And the social media platforms that she is on would be Instagram and TikTok. For preferred brands, I included some brands that were highly popular, but a little on the higher end of price because I feel like that's something that Pliables really is right now. And then for a quote, it's something around the idea of posting and boasting about her favorite products online. In terms of identifiers, she's going to be very active on social media and she's going to give feedback right away. In terms of marketing message, I feel like to tailor to her, you present yourself as healthy, you present yourself as trendy, and you keep your quality of product up. And in doing that, she'll buy it and she'll post it. And what we can do is just provide a product that reflects her unique needs and keep it to something that she'll enjoy, but it's also something that's going to be popular with everyone else. So for my second buyer persona, I wanted to include their potential opportunities. And in this case, it would represent a 45-year-old male who is very active and lives an active lifestyle, who craves nutrient-rich and protein-rich meals. In terms of his personality, he's a multitasker and doesn't have a ton of time, but he's also hardworking and a brand loyalist. In terms of motivations, he seeks out convenience meals and just things with health benefits that'll make him feel good overall. Social media channels that he's a part of would be Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. His preferred brands would be Nike, Adidas, and Chipotle. And a quote by him is, he doesn't have enough time to sit down and eat a meal anymore. In terms of identifiers, he's not going to be that active on social media, but wants a product that's essentially going to satisfy his needs and keep him going. So a marketing message for him, you could promote the amount of health benefits and just advertise this idea of convenience and getting in and out quickly. And I feel like by doing that and offering a way for him to get a between meal snack that's both convenient and refreshing, you'll attract him as a consumer. So in terms of how we're going to track this campaign, we're going to do this again in terms of two different metrics. The first being things such as searches, follower count, and hashtags. This is going to check for things such as interest. It's going to check the depth of your campaign. And it's going to see how many people you're going to be reaching as you expand into new markets. And the second being, and this is probably more important, is going to be revenue and sales. This is ultimately going to test how many people are coming in your doors and buying your product. And it's going to kind of test for whether or not this is going to be sustainable and profitable long term. And to ensure that there's limited risks in this campaign, we're going to test the market extensively. We're going to first try to move into densely populated areas with a lot of consumers, and then we're going to use new strategies, and we'll talk about these new strategies in just a second. So when talking about relevant marketing campaigns, I wanted to include some things that are popular that have worked for companies out there today. We're going to be doing these campaigns through Instagram because I feel like Instagram is probably the best platform for new campaigns, due in large part because it is very feedback-based. You can offer comments, you can post very easily, and yeah, I think it's just perfect for a new campaign. My unpaid strategy is going to be offering unique bowls every week. This is kind of similar to what Crumbl does with their cookie strategy. They throw out their own unique cookies, and the consumers love them. They post about them on TikTok, and it's going to offer a way for people to start talking about the product, giving some brand engagement, and build up their consumer base. In terms of a paid strategy, I have kind of two things here. We're going to recruit some influencers, and we're going to offer a loyalty program. In terms of influencers, I wanted them to be more fitness based, so people like Bradley Martin to appeal to these gym goers. In terms of a brand loyalty program, this would keep people coming back for more of Pliables. In terms of an organic strategy, and this is probably the biggest strategy of them all, you have to keep up your quality. If you're branching out and building new stores, the most important thing for Pliables is their quality aspect. People keep coming back and buying Pliables because they look good, and they can post about it on social media. It's going to taste good. But if you keep that quality up, you're going to have no problem retaining your target market. But if you let that drop, you're going to start losing some of your target market, and you're not going to have success with new customers as well. For my A/B test, I wanted to do something similar to the buyer personas, where my A test would reflect one side of the market, and my B test would reflect more of the opportunity side of the market. In this case, my A test would be a submit your bowl challenge. I went for a good-looking post that people could engage with, and offer their unique favorite bowl and post about it on social media for a chance to be featured. And then my B test would be towards more of the health conscious consumer and maybe older individuals, because I wanted to talk about a lot of the benefits of choosing Pliables. And then again, kind of going for the brand engagement of leaving your thoughts in the comments below. All right, and then this is just to give you guys a good look to what the content calendar would look like for Pliables in the month of November. We have a couple, the A to B tests included. We have a couple interactive posts and blogs, and just to give some, brand awareness. To wrap up here, Pliables brings a lot to the table, and they should absolutely take advantage of their growing need and popularity to branch out into new and different markets and opportunities. But to keep this up, one of the biggest things that they need to do is maintain their level of quality, even though they're expanding into new areas and new stores. And then again, one of their biggest areas of focus here should be remaining ethical and grounded amidst their growth here. Thank you guys so much for watching my presentation, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.